I shared this on Instagram, which, by the way, shoot me a DM at Rubixinator on Instagram. I post a lot of the stories kind of behind the scenes or ways that I think through kind of crypto, DeFi, investing, and just life in general. So maybe you'll find some value in that. Also shoot me a DM because it gives us a chance to connect. I shared in my stories a little post that said, let's stop normalizing working and trading time for money, and let's start normalizing investing and growing our money. I'll come back to that in a sec. I said, I used to work on the oil rigs, which, by the way, I did for 6 years up northern Canada in like minus 40 weather. So I used to work on oil rigs for an entire year for what I now earn sometimes in a week passively. And I ain't special. I just got sick and tired of having to work my ass off in the mud and snow and minus 40 weather. And if I did it, so can you. And I got a lot of messages from that. I'm not like huge into like inspirational quotes because that lasts so little, but it started conversations of people like, I can relate to that. I'm working towards that. And the compound interest effect is real. If you start today and you do this for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you'd be amazed at where you can end up. And I'm really inspired by the idea of like, I think I remember in high school or in elementary doing like that career day. And I think I was supposed to be, through my profile and however that they come up with like, hey, this is what you should do for a career. I wanted to be a firefighter and a jet fighter pilot. That's like the two jobs I wanted. But my assessment, I think, said like working at some store. And the other one was garbage man, believe it or not. And I was like, just imagine what that does to the psyche, even just career day in general. Just, hey, it's like they're normalizing jobs and a salary, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's not what I'm getting at. But it's like I never heard in school like, oh, what would fulfill your soul? What would fulfill your heart? What would align with you as a human being? How do you want to add value to the world? None of that. It was all just kind of like job. Now, I think you are successful if you do a job or you do work that you absolutely love that's in alignment with your heart and soul. And on top of that, if you're taking your income and you're investing it for more income, then it's like you can do your job just because you love it. You get paid for it. But I want to normalize like you're getting paid for your investments and you're getting multiple streams of income, and the job or whatever it is you're doing it because you truly love it. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want to normalize that thinking rather than what we're taught all the time in school or just by society. Yep, get a job that pays you well. Who cares about alignment, fulfillment? Just do it for 30, 40 years and then, invest in some tax-free index fund, and then, hopefully you'll have enough to retire and maybe you'll pay off your house by the time you die. And it's just like, that is hell on earth to me. That is not my idea of success. I'm like expansion. How can I increase my income every year? How can I increase my investments so I can increase my income so I can expand into the world and travel and make an impact on other people's lives and be an example of what's possible and have choices and have options and support people around me and support my family if needed. And it just, everything in the universe wants to grow. We live in an abundant universe. And I'm not separate of it. And I want to experience growth. And I want to experience all the things because I believe I'm put here to do that. We all are. And I want to normalize that conversation, which is probably the heartbeat of everything we do. YouTube, Instagram, this podcast, the Underdog Investor Group, our Fast Track program, which is freaking growing so damn quick and we're inspired by it. But like we're in these conversations all day long. And we want to be in this conversation with you at whatever capacity, on a free level or a paid level. We just want to create value for you. So let's normalize that conversation and shoot me a DM or a message on @Rubixinator on Instagram if you want to connect in some way, shape, or form. Would love to connect. With that said, our 5 minutes is up for the day. Truly appreciate you. Hope you found value in this episode. If you have, share this podcast with someone you know that it could serve. And with that said, we'll see you tomorrow.